just how effective DrainOMaxx is in clearing. Hi everyone, greetings. When it starts raining, a lot of our houses and buildings face this issue of waterlogging. Improper drainage is the number one reason of waterlogging happening. When waterlogging occurs for a long time, it causes severe issues like soil erosion and floor collapsing. See this building here, like a lot of our houses and buildings, this one sits a little lower than the road level, and it has a slope leading to the building. So what happens in these cases is that over time water can stay here and get waterlogged and can cause the issues that I mentioned. It is in this building, it's in the paved area here, that we are going to use AtomTECH's DrainOMaxx modular trench drain system. Now it's a unique product that can solve all your drainage issues as well as waterlogging issues. Now let's take a look at the product. So this is it. This is AtomTECH's DrainOMaxx modular trench drain system. Now the number one feature of this product is that this grill structure here takes 6,000 kilos. 6 tons of load is being borne by this grill structure. If you were to imagine a concrete slab taking that weight, we've talked to the experts and it needs at least 100 mm thickness to take that weight, and not only that, it has to be reinforced with TMT bars. Without it, if you try to load it, even half that load will break the concrete slab. It is at that point that this very thin profile product is able to take that weight. Now how we managed to do that is a bit of clever engineering and a little bit of chemistry. So what we've done is we've taken high strength engineering polymers. That is the group of materials that we've used, and what we've done is these are UV stabilized, high strength, high load bearing materials. They are able to take the weight, and also since these are interlocking grill units, they are able to spread the force of the load across its structure. Now after we set up DrainOMaxx, we will show you a 6-ton truck driving over it without any issues. We'll show you that at the end of this video. The second feature of DrainOMaxx that we want to talk about is its full modularity. It's fully modular. You just need one set for the entire setup. Now what do we mean by that? If you try to make a trench drain system with PVC pipes or rainwater gutter system elements, you need multiple sizes, multiple products coming together, and if you miss out one thing, the whole thing will be incomplete. With DrainOMaxx, we have no such issues. What do you mean by that? With PVC pipes, you need length pipes, elbows, T-joints, joiners, so many things to come together. With DrainOMaxx, every single thing that I just listed out is right here. If you attach a DrainOMaxx body here, it becomes an elbow. If you attach another DrainOMaxx body here, it becomes a T-junction. If you put the end cap there, wherever it is, it becomes the end. Now that is the highlight modular feature of DrainOMaxx. Now this also means that our end cap is also modular. This end cap can act as an inlet outlet manager. It has a 110 mm pipe provision that you can attach to it. You can feed it through, you can manage your inlets, inflows or outflows. Now the other thing is, if you remove this, it becomes an end cap. If you put it here, it becomes an end cap or a provision. So at any part of the body, you can attach that. The other modularity factors is there are more outlet options right here. Now see, it's 90 mm and 63 mm diameter. Here it is 110 mm and 75 mm. Now what are these used for? You could use it for your subterranean channeling, you could open drains, or even if you want, you can attach your rainwater harvester's recharge pit. That is how modular DrainOMaxx is. Another standout feature of DrainOMaxx that we must talk about is its ease of cleaning and maintenance. Imagine that you've made this entire trench drain system with concrete. Over time, some dead leaves, debris, silt, all of those things are bound to get into your drainage system, and since it's concrete, it's going to get stuck in there for sure. Now if you need to clean that out, you need to lift the heavy 1 meter or half a meter length slab. Most of the times it's not possible by one person, it's a 2-person job. No matter how safely you take it apart, when you put it back, it will not sit the same way. I'm talking from experience here. When it comes to DrainOMaxx, you have no such worries because this is all it takes to clean it. You can take it apart as a full set, you can take it apart piece by piece, you can clean it and seat it right back in with no issues at all. Even if you go for an iron grate, what happens, you cannot set it up properly back once you're done cleaning, and over time the maintenance costs of it go up because you need to coat it with primer each year. Otherwise it will rust. With DrainOMaxx, you have no such worries because DrainOMaxx is so easy actually to clean and maintain. Another standout feature of DrainOMaxx that we must talk about is the fact that it requires no shuttering and it requires no additional excavation. If you were to make this entire length in concrete as a trench drain, you cannot make it without shuttering. You need to provide shutters, otherwise it cannot maintain the shape of the trench drain. You need to make the shutter, fill it with concrete, wait it to set, then take apart the shuttering and then continue your work. With DrainOMaxx, there's nothing like that. It's a conduit-like system. Place this in and you concrete the sides and that's it. It holds it in place and it's done. It does not require any further work on that front. Now the other aspect is that this concrete slab that we talked about, it requires 100 mm of thickness, right? Now to accommodate that 100 mm of thickness at the finish of your paving, that means your trench drain has to go further down by 100 mm. That is 100 mm of extra digging for every single meter square that you need to cover. That's a lot of work, and DrainOMaxx does not require that at all. Even if you were to go for an iron grate, what happens? You still need to do the shuttering, you still need to do the additional excavation because the load that comes on it cannot be borne by a small concrete structure, so you need to make it bigger. Right? DrainOMaxx has no such issues. It's very easy and does not require any shuttering or any additional excavation. The next feature of DrainOMaxx that I want to talk about is the fact that it's cost efficient and it's fast draining. Now, in the previous point, we talked about how DrainOMaxx consumes less materials. It's 5 centimeter of concreting on all the sides compared to 10 or more centimeters on each side for every other variation. So, consuming less materials automatically makes DrainOMaxx the cheaper option, the safer option. There is no cost of shuttering, there's no additional labor for excavation. All of those things are your savings when you're using DrainOMaxx. Now, about fast draining. In a half a meter concrete slab, how many holes can you put for draining? 3 to 5, maybe 6. Beyond that, if you add any more holes, what happens is that it affects the integrity of the slab. Let's not forget the fact that, like, to put those holes in, you have to cut pipes, you have to put them in, you have to remove them and set them up like that. So obviously that's a labor intensive process. Here there's nothing like that. Now look at DrainOMaxx. This is one singular piece of the 5-piece polymer grill that comes with each set. Look at the size of the holes and the number of holes. Now which one do you think will drain more water? DrainOMaxx is what drains more water very efficiently, very quickly. Another feature of DrainOMaxx that we want to talk about is the fact that it is very compatible. Now what do we mean by that? Like we mentioned earlier, the 110 mm outlet here, it acts as an inlet outlet manager and is compatible with most outlets of rainwater harvest systems. Usually what happens is the rain gutter systems, they just leave it out onto a paved area causing waterlogging without improper drainage. Now if you were to attach it through here, or you attach a reducer and you attach it through here, or you put the end cap here, you attach it here, any which way you can make it compatible with any of the existing systems, right? Another aspect of compatibility that we must absolutely talk about is the fact that DrainOMaxx is compatible with all paver designs. Any paver design in any shape that you have, you can put DrainOMaxx into that space. All you need to do is make a little space to excavate and put this in. Now, fret not. If you already have a paved area that's already done and dusted, you don't need to worry at all because DrainOMaxx can be put there also. For every 3 meters of DrainOMaxx, you just need to move out 10 square feet of tiles. Paver blocks can be moved by 10 square feet and you can put in 3 meters of DrainOMaxx. That is how compatible DrainOMaxx is for all use cases. So the issues that are caused by improper water drainage is very hard to notice, and once you do notice it, it becomes too late to do anything about it. Right? That is how soil erosion, the floor sinking, boundary walls collapsing and the wall just getting pushed out happens a lot because people do not provide good provisions for water drainage. Nowadays boundary walls are very thin, they are made of like 2-post systems, so they do not have any provisions for water drainage. Now in any construction, you need to learn to respect water, because if you do not respect water, it will find its way to mess with all your plans. Right. So we've already talked about all the primary features of DrainOMaxx. Now we'll see how the whole system works. Hi everyone. So we've installed DrainOMaxx here. We finished installing it. As you can see, it can take the load of any vehicle, be it a 2-wheeler, a small car, a big car, or like a loaded vehicle. Now as a proof of that, we're going to check the same piece that the tire just run over right now, right here, right? So we're going to take and examine that piece. Now, as you can see, there is no deformation in this product. There's just a little bit of dirt that you can just brush off, and that is the strength of DrainOMaxx. That is the strength of our product. So we talked about loading 6 tons of weight on DrainOMaxx. So this is what you're going to see right now. This is a 6-ton vehicle, 3.5 tons of this one curb weight, and 3 tons of material we've added. 6 tons of material we've loaded on DrainOMaxx right now, and as you can see, it has no issues taking that load. Such a thin profile product having no issues to take this amount of weight. Here is DrainOMaxx taking the weight of 6 tons with no issues at all. Hello again. So we had mentioned rainwater harvester being connected to DrainOMaxx, and this is the system that we have managed. So the rainwater harvester comes from there and it's connected to DrainOMaxx right here. We've removed a grill so that you can see efficiently just how effective DrainOMaxx is in clearing out the water. You see how quickly and forcefully the water is coming. We'll see how it looks at its outlet, final outlet. As you can see right here, it is so smooth, it is so clean, it is so efficient in draining out all the water. DrainOMaxx does such a wonderful job. If you require such an efficient trench drain system at your location, please feel free to contact us on the number mentioned on screen or below. Thank you so much for watching.